from your CEO's ESG kitten emergency. Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Not the kitty.
It's yet another Manic Monday edition of Business Pants, joined by extra special guest stars Ari, the Data Queen, and Jesse, the Money Whisperer.
Stepping in.
Oh, okay. Sure, why not clap for them? Yeah, okay. Kind of a muted applause. They don't really like you today. Stepping in for the analyst hole, Matt Mascardi, who was literally off on a cat emergency, right? That's what I hear?
Yep.
Kitty. But don't worry, the cat's gonna be okay.
I'm not worried, Jesse.
Oh,
9 lives.
It's just a kitty.
Brand new kitten.
Today's moldy tea bag, called October 23rd, 2023. We are filtering the ESG news through a bunch of stupid games.
Is this a new game or is this
I don't know what this is. I don't know, Ari, because... All right, shut up, audience. I had to, when the guests change, I kind of have to pivot the content. I had to create some quick, good content that you two could react to without any prep.
All right.
So that's what I came up with. And I tried to be a little bit more... Trying to be a little bit more lighthearted to start the week. I found
this is a welcome change.
Yeah, I try to find articles that didn't necessarily make me giggle, but they just they weren't all doomsday. They're not all like tech bros or you know what I mean. So here's how you ready to play this game?
Yeah.
You ready? All right, I'm gonna play us in.
I'm ready to
How
win.
do we play?
Okay, here we go.
Excited he could use his preferred sounds.
I call this the React to the ESG Business News headline game. What a amazingly creative title that
Mouthful.
was. And this is in honor of last week's story that we covered, which was Citibank wins case after sacking banker over 2 sandwich lunch claim. Do you guys remember this story? Were you here for this story? You heard about this?
No.
Jesse, this is right up your alley, this story. So there was a worker at Citibank who claimed 2 sandwiches, 2 coffees, 2 bags of chips, whatever, on their lunch on a trip to Amsterdam, right? As it turns out, the claims were actually under the $100 a day limit for the per diem, right? So technically, it was all legal. The company Citibank asked the employer, like, what's the deal here? And the employee said, I was just a little hungry that day. The sandwiches were small. It's for me. But it turns out that he was lying, and his partner was on the trip, and the worker, billed for both sandwiches. So the Citibank fired the banker. Okay.
Wow.
So this is like one of these ethical gray areas, right? I mean, do you think Citibank should have fired this worker?
Yeah, because he lied.
Okay, but
I think there should have been a strike policy.
Yeah,
1,
come
2,
on.
3 strikes.
Fired the worker? It's a bit harsh. I mean, there should have been some kind of penalty, some kind of public shaming.
Also, this is a dumb employee, so fired this. I'm assuming
Why dumb?
Fire him. Because if you're going to split meals with your significant other, you buy a foot long, you get a big chip. You don't buy 2 chips.
Wasn't it Amsterdam?
Do they have Subways in Amsterdam?
They don't have American-sized portions.
All right, I like what you're saying though. Just ask the waiter. Just like bring me a double portion, like a really.
Or you get a salad
different
and
stuff.
a main thing and a dessert thing, and you split all those 3 things. You don't go buy 2 sandwiches, 2 bags of chips, 2 drinks. Are you kidding me?
I do think he should have fessed up. I have also seen a lot crazier things be expensed on corporate cards.
Sure.
That people were like, "What do you mean I can't?" Like, this is
these
so
strippers were not for me. They were for our client.
It was we talked business the whole time. It's a business expense.
So that in honor of that headline, that's what this game is. It really, I'm just going to read the headline, maybe give you a little bit of background, and then just rate it from 1 to 10, just on your gut feelings, just how you feel about the story. Like,
so we're playing the good game.
No, we're playing the hot, like, just give me a number game. Just like,
got it.
Are you happy about it? Are you sad about it? Are you angry? Do you not
10
care?
happy or
10, no, 10 doesn't have to be happy. 10 can be angry. 10 can be like, it triggered
the
me.
reactionary scale.
So we can't actually win. I can't actually beat Ari in this game.
You just have to feel more, which I think I feel the most.
No, you can win. I'm going to add up the scores. There's going to be a winner and a loser. All right, you ready? You ready?
Every time.
Let's do it.
Here we go. First story. Remember, these are all stories that I picked over the last few days. I think most of them covering public corporations, all companies that we cover in our database. So I'm not just making weird stuff up and being a dope. Maybe I'm being a dope, but I'm not making anything up. Here we go. First story. Guy who stole billions in Bitcoin lived a sad life. A Bitcoin original gangster, he's called, who stole cryptocurrency from the original Silk Road a decade ago, spent lavishly, but lived what sounded like a sad and lonely life before he was caught.
Wow, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I just want to know how you...
me at Guy.
This is from reporting at CNBC. And I just thought the whole thing was ridiculous. I got like halfway through the article, but I just want to know how you guys would react to this. You care?
I love the Bitcoin and sad life, right?
Yeah.
Had a sad life. That's why he did this.
Stole billions in Bitcoin, Ari.
Wow.
I'm surprised that. Yeah. Go ahead.
That takes a lot. I'm gonna give this story a 6. You know, even though he had a sad life, he clearly had some skills.
The good thing about these rankings is that you don't even have to. I like the reasoning why you gave it a number, but you don't even have to because it doesn't really mean anything in the end.
So I just throw out a number.
Yeah.
Tell him,
Jesse,
tell him how you feel.
You're the one I'm most interested on this one because I'm curious. Are you happy he was sad because he stole so much, or do you just not care because it's like so much money? You should have done something altruistic. Like, where do you land on this?
So much fake money.
I like the narrative of this because I think people typically are like, okay, billions of dollars, he's probably partying and buying yachts and doing this and that. And he may have been. However, that doesn't buy your happiness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this just goes to prove the age-old saying, money can't buy happiness. I love that.
Oh, my God. Okay. You know what? You're actually right, Jesse. A lot of the article featured this kind of like sad nerd. He lived in, I guess, Athens, Georgia, University of Georgia. And there are a lot of pictures of him taking out young women that looked kind of like cheerleaders doing like yachty things. But of course, they very much looked like
empty inside.
Yeah, they very much looked like young women who would never be hanging out with this guy if he didn't have money. So anyway, that's the first story. Second story. What was your number, Jesse? What was your number?
That's a 10 for me.
Oh, a 10? Gee, I don't know what's going on.
Do I have to tell you what 10 means?
On the sadness scale, it's a 10.
Go ahead. Give me a quick... Tell me why it's a 10.
Well, it's a 10 because it's reinforcing what we know to be true.
Fine.
This is a perfect example.
Next story. Amazon drivers urine.
Oh,
remember this old story? You remember this old story?
Yes.
Packaged as energy drink and sold on Amazon. So Amazon sold these bottles of urine marketed as an energy drink, part of a new documentary meant to expose how easy it is to sell dangerous items, especially to children on Amazon.
Who did this? This is amazing and disgusting.
This makes me kind of want to like gag a little bit.
This is a new documentary called "The Great Amazon Heist," created by Uba Butler.
You couldn't have chosen anything else to.
Oh no, I
prove
think it's
the
brilliant.
Point of the documentary.
It's wonderful.
Well, it's kind of it's a meta. It's meta.
I mean, luckily none of us are buying energy drinks on Amazon. But imagine we were the type of people that would do that. What if you drank pee?
That's disgusting.
Well, pee is not doesn't kill you.
I don't.
Might actually be refreshing.
And I hope it's spoiled, like in transit.
I'm giving this a 4. It makes me feel weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Ari's right.
Where can I watch this documentary?
Ari's into it.
Ari gets the bell there. The documentary is airing today on Channel 4 in the UK, but I imagine that there'll be some way on the internet to get it. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out for you, Ari.
Thank you.
You can stream the pee documentary.
Speaking of pee, And it really was these two pee stories that made me kind of put all these stories together today. Speaking of pee, video shows Chinese beer worker urinating into tank. Chinese authorities are investigating after a viral video appeared to show a worker from Tsingtao urinating into a tank believed to contain ingredients for its popular beer. So,
oh my God, I'm so scared for that guy.
You know
which
what,
guy?
though?
Yeah, what? Tell me.
I don't know how it is in China, but here you're allowed like very small increments of gross stuff like bugs and plastic and
bugs
stuff.
Bugs aren't gross. How dare you?
In food. So like maybe if the tank was big enough, it was just under
I'm sure
the
it's huge.
I don't know.
How big is the
nasty.
tank? Was it a 10?
It's a massive tank.
Nasty.
This is a massive company.
Nasty, but like it probably he'd get away. Like no one would notice in America with our I don't know, rules and regulations.
They would notice if there was a video taken of the event and then posted online.
Sipping or eating.
Dude, see, I think the funny thing is how different my reactions were. Amazon selling pee. Oh my God, who did this? Chinese worker pees into tank. Oh my God, he's dead.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a 10 on the scaredness scale.
Double 10 for the pee stories. I love
Dude,
this.
I guess pee is just great in a headline.
Well, you have a young child, so pee is a big part of your world. Big part of your world.
He's peed in my face, peed in his face.
Right.
You know.
Peed in the beer tank. Jesse, what's your score
in
on
this
this one?
His dad's open beer can. I'm just giving this a 5 because like I don't know what to do with it.
Can will it make you happy, Jesse, if I told you that's our last urine story for the day?
Yes.
All right. How about this headline? NVIDIA CEO and co-founder Jensen Huang says nobody in their right mind would start a company and he would opt out if he could go back in time. I just...
What?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to just see, like, first of all, do you believe it? Like, NVIDIA, one of the biggest companies in the world. But he sounds like... He's gone through like a slightly soul-crushing experience. Here's his quote. Building NVIDIA turned out to have been 1,000,000 times harder than I expected it to be. If we realize the pain and suffering involved and just how vulnerable you're going to feel, the challenges you're going to endure, and the embarrassment and the shame, I don't think anybody would start a company. Nobody in their right mind would do it. So...
Jeez. Wait, is he still at the company?
Yes.
Sorry, I missed that
yes.
part.
Again, one of the most successful companies in the world.
Right.
Still at the company.
Also, one of them, like, lots of controversy and not great headlines.
No, NVIDIA does. I wouldn't say that. They're big on the AI push, but we don't see a lot of negativity coming out of NVIDIA, frankly. Am I wrong, Ari?
Emma always reported on NVIDIA. Do you remember?
Really? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, there are a few things that come to my mind. A, does this make this guy ultra believable? And B, should we be frightened that he's basically saying only maniacs run these big companies, right? Like, should we be frightened by that? Jesse, you don't look like you care at all, Jesse.
Or maybe, this guy just
I'm trying to see their controversy score.
Thicker skin.
Oh, it's not bad.
Comparatively, I guess.
All right, give me a quick score. We can move on from this one.
I'm going to give this a 2.
Okay.
I just think that he could have opted out at any point in time.
True, that's
if
true.
It was stressing him out, he could have elected someone else.
That's true.
It makes me think he's a little bit of a narcissist because, if he didn't do it, nobody could have gotten the company where it is. So, I'm gonna give this one a 10 on the narcissist scale.
You guys are just like intentionally playing the opposite of each other. All right, next headline.
No.
Chevron boss. Although I continually I'm growing weary of these business news headline writers. You can say the names of these people, right? You wouldn't say Laker player. You'd say LeBron James. I mean, come on, just stop it. So his name is Mike Wirth, and he's the CEO. Here's the headline. Chevron boss says his company has changed the quality of life on Earth for the better. He said,
wow.
Oh my God.
He said, quote, we are not selling a product that is evil. Not selling a product that is evil. He also said that...
Chevron didn't invent... What, did they invent something or did they just...
They sell oil.
Like, they have oil, right? They're not the only oil company in the world, right?
He described the company as grounded in integrity and a deep belief in doing the right thing.
You know what? I feel strongly about this considering the movie I just watched last night,
What's
which
that?
was a 3.5 hour movie called The Killers of the Wildflower Moon.
I thought you could say 3.5 minute. Yeah. You watched a 3.5 hour movie?
At the theater. We didn't do our research ahead of time. And it's about the Osage Indian community, Native American community that discovered oil, and they were the richest people that lived. And then the whole story was about how there were white people coming in to like marry them, but also trick them and murder them to get the right to their land.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel strongly about this because oil is definitely not. That was not on the land of white people or
blah blah blah
companies like this. So Worth can just not. Just don't.
He can just not. Okay. I like it.
Just don't. And like nobody's saying that oil is evil and always has been, but we're evolving to acclimate to the status of our environment and the climate crisis. So it requires some change. So get on board.
I'll add this also in the news and a story we're not covering. Chevron announcing a $55 billion deal, I believe, all in cash to buy oil rival Hess. So there's a lot of activity in the oil.
Oil buys more oil?
Exactly. So what
are you joking?
I'm not joking. What's your score, Jesse? You had a lot to say. I'm going to guess it's a high score.
I'm just trying to figure out what my metric
what scale?
What my scale is for this.
That's why I like this game.
Yeah, this pisses me off. I'm going to give it a 10 on
Yes, that's the right answer.
I find this so cynical. It is unbelievable. Like Chevron CEO saying this shit. Okay, thank you. Now can you please get out of the way of progress as we try to, not kill the earth further? So I'm going to give this a 6.
I love the randomness of that 6. All right, shut up. Oh,
you're not being very nice to our audience.
Speaking of oil, I know they're irritating me today. It's because they took the last good coffee, and I have to drink instant coffee, so I'm just mad. Speaking of oil, thousands of people. I did not know about this. Thousands of people are cutting off their hair and donating it to help soak up an oil spill in Venezuela that is so large it can be seen from space. So I guess environmentalists, they weave nests out of hair, not only from people, but from their dogs. And it's a way of stopping oil slicks from spreading. I did not know about this.
Insane.
So this is what's going on in Venezuela as Mike Worth is talking about how good he is and how good
this story is a 10 for creativity and rage.
10 for me for ingenuity. My goodness, that is, I don't know how
people
they came
coming
about
together,
that,
but in a raging manner, I hope.
Yeah, it's kind of hopeful and depressing at the same time.
Yes.
Is that possible?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a 10 on the hopeful and depressing scale.
Yeah. All right, this next story, I was just impressed by the amount of different important things and nouns and subjects, and it just blew my mind.
Here's many nouns.
Here's the headline. Scottish Water admits solar farms could use parts linked to China's forced labor camps. How about that for cramming in?
Water?
Scottish Water is the main water company over there in Scotland, over there in the UK. I just impressed with the amount of different. I'm going to read it again so you can hear it again. Just the amount of different things turning here, the amount of different gears spinning. Scottish Water admits solar farms could use parts linked to China's forced labor camps. I mean, I was just blown away by this.
Though.
Just blown away by this. It's valid.
It seems probable, actually.
They admit they could have maybe used parts from labor camps.
I think they're speculating. I think this is speculation.
I just love all of it.
They are speculating on themselves.
And also, is water against solar now? Like, I thought they were on the same team.
I was thinking that too. No, I think that they are operating the solar farms.
Oh. Yeah. They're revealing their own secrets?
No, I think they're angry. They don't want to use these parts. Yeah. They've discovered this post haste, I believe. Here's what I love. I love the water. I love that it's Scottish water. I love that there are farms, but they're solar farms. I love that there's forced labor, but not just regular forced labor. It's from China. Come on. This is just a geopolitical
China,
wonderland. Yeah,
it's got everything.
Exactly. It has everything.
I'm gonna give this an 8.
Oh, I was gonna give it an 8 on the confusion scale.
You can both give it an 8. All right, moving on. Oh, this one's right up both of your alley. Here's the headline: A good cruise is one that does not come. And it's based on this little sad tidbit. This is out of Europe. This is out of The Guardian, I believe. The 218 cruise ships operating in Europe last year emitted more than 4 times more sulfur oxides than all of the continent's cars combined. I mean, that's just nuts. Just nuts to me.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a wow, is it not?
Yeah, I don't like cruises.
Yeah. I mean, remember when I picked the goodliest of the cruise that was postponed?
Like a 3-year cruise.
Yep. And you poo-pooed all over it. I'm going to
So can you read the exact headline so I can figure out my rating?
A good cruise is one that does not come.
10.
Oh, 10. Mic drop, 10.
Yeah, the rationale.
Amen. We should get T-shirts that say that.
We have this. A lot of port cities have this ongoing debate, right? Like we have this all the time up here in Portland. We have these massive cruise liners that come, especially at the end of summer and fall. And the debate always is, well, these people are getting off and they're spending into our economy, so it's a great thing. And this article covers the reality that really, for the most part, people are getting off. They're kind of walking around, and then they're getting back on the ship because all their meals are paid for there.
Yeah.
And they're not spending any money. I mean, why would you spend
valid.
money? Yeah. Anyway, okay. So we got two 10s. All right. Next story. This is just, I don't know. I just picked this one because, first of all, this industry, these stores they're always doing horrible things, and this one just caught me off guard. Dollar General took back job offers from applicants with high blood pressure and poor eyesight. This is part of a lawsuit filed by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. They said that the medical examinations were extensive and often highly invasive, including taking vital signs, a drug test, a vision test, a review of current medications, and a physical examination, including in some instances genital examination of job applicants. I don't understand how this industry persists. I'm amazed.
Dollar General or like to sign up for the United States Army?
Yeah, right.
Confused.
There is no job at the Dollar General that could require this amount of
I just don't get how this. I just don't get like why regulators just don't come in and padlock the whole thing. It's just that I've never heard of more abuses toward its stakeholders, toward its customers and employees more than this industry. It's just constant abuse.
This is terrible. I hate everything about this.
So is that a 0 or 10?
I can't wait to follow this lawsuit. This is definitely illegal, right? It's got to be, right?
Yes.
I'm going to give this a 0.
Yeah, I'm giving this a 0.
See, now, I love that I can't follow the logic of this stupid game because that could have just as easily been a 10 for outrage. Okay, this is a very simple headline. It doesn't really affect a public corporation, but it's something we do talk about the anti-ESG, anti-woke words all the time here, but a very simple headline out of Florida. Don't say gay Florida lawmaker sentenced to federal prison.
Oh, let's go.
This guy, the former legislator who wrote this,
uninformed ass,
who wrote this bill, he stole money he stole COVID-19 relief money. He stole over $150,000 by making up a bunch of nonsense. So he got sent to prison for wire fraud,
narcissism, scale.
He made up a bunch of nonsense on these forms to get the relief fund. Yeah. And he got busted.
Oh my God.
He didn't see all of the disclaimers when you applied for any of the loans that are like, you have to prove X amount of this loan goes to your operating expenses or
No.
specific
It was
categories.
worse than that, Jesse. It wasn't like you're making it sound like he made a mistake on the forums. He committed absolute fraud. I mean, he basically
Don't
made
say
up
gay,
stuff.
but yes, do fraud.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
Where does he, what is his moral compass?
Well, I
It's
guess
just
it's
totally and
broken.
utterly confusing.
yeah. But how about
I
the
wish he had
karma
gone
of
to
the
jail.
world? How about the karma of the world, though?
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, that's
sending the
awesome.
guy who
Anyway,
wrote "Don't Say Gay."
universe.
Yeah.
He had gone to jail for the don't say gay thing. Regardless, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give this a 10.
Yeah. Regardless.
Yeah, this is a
yeah.
10 on my narcissism scale, and I don't know, just justice. Justice was served.
And finally, in our big headlines quiz for October 23rd, 2023, I'll stay tuned because we have a quick little pop quiz at the end just to make Ari and Jesse a little uncomfortable. Yeah, our last headline: actors. There's a big strike going on in Hollywood. The actors are still on strike. They've been on strike for over 100 days. The writers settled their strike, the union. I don't know when, a couple of weeks ago, a month ago. But here's the headline: actors have been warned that by their own union that wearing 2023's popular Halloween costumes would violate the strike. So they are telling their union members not to wear costumes from things like the Barbie movie or Marvel movies because they say it would violate the strike. What do you think about this one?
I think they have bigger problems.
Yeah.
Like what?
This does seem like peanuts to really focus on.
Okay.
Like, just let them have fun on Halloween.
Is it as a heads up? Like, hey, by the way, we don't want you to get in trouble.
Well,
Just
the problem is that
this is against
wearing
the
a Barbie
rules.
or Ken mask, it kind of wades into the territory of publicity or promotional activity, and it's against the union. It's against the striking rules. Yeah.
I'll give this a 6 for bringing attention to it.
I see.
It could have been overlooked.
I can't argue with your score, Ari, but I just think it's amazing that we're covering a story where people are being told what to wear for Halloween. I just think it's incredible. Yeah. Jesse, what do you think? She doesn't care about this one.
I don't care.
Clearly obvious.
I gotta give it a 5. I don't care.
5 is
read this independently, and I was like, I don't get it. What is the big deal?
For the game maker at this company, 5 is always the stab in the heart. Because it means you just don't care about my stupid game anymore. All right, thank you. That was I don't know what that was. The rate the headline, how do you feel, headline game, blah, blah, blah.
Give me a number.
The winner is, how do I decide the winner of this game? I'm gonna pick who had the most 10s. And that would be Ari. By 6 to 5, you had the most 10s. Ari, you're the winner.
Should have just chose 10 for this last one.
Okay, finally, I want to play a quick corporate jargon pop quiz game.
All right.
And I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to be nice. I have eight corporate buzzwords, phrases, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to let you guys play together on this. So you guys don't feel stupid. You don't struggle for the answers. I don't have multiple choice. I'm just going to throw out the term. And these are very specific terms because these are the ones that Gen Z hates the most.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
8 examples of corporate jargon and phrases that weird out Gen Z. They hate these phrases. Okay. And I'm actually amazed because a lot of these I haven't even heard of. The first one, blue sky thinking. What does blue sky thinking mean? Any idea?
I have heard this. Have you heard this? I have
Maybe
heard
out of
this.
the box thinking.
Damn. No. I don't know.
Wow.
Jesse, I'll give you a correct answer, and Ari, for that sad I don't know, I'm going to give you a.
I should get a -1 because I'm like, wait a minute, I have heard this, but I don't know.
No, we're.
It encourages. It's to describe a form of creative brainstorming, encouraging people to think without being inhibited by existing beliefs or ideas. Okay? They hate that one.
I was right.
Moving on, boiling the ocean. What does boiling the ocean mean? All right, I'm going to end
put
this.
salt on their food.
Well,
you obviously don't know.
So the salted water boils differently, and then you're left with salt. You can't boil the salt.
Well, it's the start of a delicious pasta dish, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't know this one.
Hold on, I know, but we have to guess something.
Okay.
In what context?
Can you use it in a sentence?
Gen Z at work. Can't boil the ocean.
don't.
You can't
so
do it all.
Yes, that's basically. I'm going to kind of give you the right answer there. It's basically business speak for taking on an impossible or unnecessarily difficult task, right? Because you can't boil the ocean, right? All right, moving on. What is a quick flag? Another one I've never heard of. A quick flag.
Like bring your attention to.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to give you the right answer on that one.
It's like a post-it flag.
Yeah.
Quick flag.
They want to raise something important that's potentially an issue. A quick flag. Okay. Ducks in a row. I feel like we know this one. Ducks in a row.
To get your stuff together.
Herding cats.
Impossible task.
Yeah. Low-hanging fruit. This is one of my least favorite ones. Low-hanging fruit.
The easy task.
The easy task.
No, not easy. It's more nuanced.
The grabbable. The ones that you can knock off quickly.
Yeah, you're all right. You're all right. The tasks that are easiest to accomplish. I didn't even know that's what it meant. I always hate that. I always just look the other way when people say that.
I thought it had a bad connotation. It's like.
I think it means like you have all these problems, Ari. Like we have like 800 things. So let's just at least get through some of the easy ones. Let's just go to the low-hanging fruit. Have you ever been apple picking? Now that you have a nice, beautiful child, Ari, you can go apple picking with the child, and you'll notice that when you have a baby in the crook of your arm, it's often easier to get the low-hanging fruit than to get on the ladder, right, and get those juicy pink ladies up on a. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah.
Okay. Two more terms. What about singing from the same hymn sheet?
This is weirdly biblical.
Page.
Yeah. What is that?
What did you say?
On the same page.
On the same page. Okay.
I'm going to say refers to people having the same understanding of something or saying the same thing often publicly. Is that what you?
Well,
okay. No.
Nobody cares about that
but
one.
It's okay.
And finally, move the needle.
Oh, to make progress.
Affect change.
Oh, sure, whatever. I don't really care anymore.
Neither does Gen Z.
I apologize for the corporate jargon game. That was Business Pants for October 23rd, 2023. I want to thank the great Data Queen and Money Whisperer for joining me on late notice. I want to remind the audience that our show today was sponsored by Free Flow Analytics, the only ESG data platform to measure real board influence. That's Free Flow Analytics. Join us Wednesday. Matt's going to go over the directors at Exxon, the engine number one, put into place. Going to go to a deep dive there. We'll cover a bunch of other stuff. That's it. That's all I got. You got anything? Any final famous last words from our two game show contestants?
Go look up Dollar General on our platform.
Yeah, I like it. Thank you both, and get back to work.